Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thanks so much for watching today. I'm so excited. I have the new Viseart Sireneuse palette. This is something that I didn't even know was coming, and I think I saw a preview of it early last week and it was available for purchase on Friday, and I was like, add to cart. I had to know. It's so pretty. What's interesting though is the packaging for these Etendu palettes seems to have changed. Normally there's a mirror on the inside. There isn't here. And there is a little parchment cover to all 12 shades. So this is what the new packaging is like. The old packaging looks like this. You still have the same number of pans and the same weight per pan. It's just that it opens up now like a book, whereas before the ribbon pull was a little bit lower and it had like 3 sections to it. Now it's just the one and there's no mirror. I'm not sure that I'm gonna miss the mirror. And I don't know whether I'm gonna hang on to this parchment here. It is perforated right along this edge and then right along the bottom here. For now, I'll keep it, but we'll see whether it kind of keeps me from getting to what I want to use easily. So there are 12 shades in here. Let me start with some swatches for you. This is Sylph, Serenade, Murmur, Melusine, Ethos, Luminary, Triton, Oceanic, Glinting, Sirenean, Abyss, and Brine. There are 4 mattes in here. The rest have some level of shimmer. So these two, this one, as well as this one are the mattes. And then everything else has got a little something to it. These 2 darkest shades here have the least amount of shimmer, but there is still visible shimmer in the pan. I'm going to start with this shade here. This is Serenade. I'm going to put this right here in the crease and kind of just all over this area here. I don't want to take it too high, but it might get on the lid a little bit too. I am using kind of like a big chunky brush. This is the number 33 from Rougher. And I'm also going to take it right across the lower lash line. I'm using a brush that is way too big because I am just feeling lazy today. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Abyss right here. It's another matte. It's a little bit darker. You know what's funny is I was holding it like this, kind of looking for a mirror, and I realized I am missing that mirror. So I'm just going to tap off any excess here, because as I was coming up to my eye, I did get a little fallout. I'm just going to put some of this right here on the outside corner. One thing I like about Viseart shadows is I don't really need to use a primer with them. They work really well on my eye and they stay well all day. I don't have oily eyelids, so that's not a problem for me. This shade is beautiful. This is Luminary. I'm going to put a little bit of this, kind of not quite the center, but on the outside third of my eyelid. Now I'm picking up the shade Melusine. And just, oh, it's such a pretty duochrome. And just wiping it over the rest of the lid and blending it. Oh, I'm so happy. I did get a little bit of fallout with both of those more metallic shades, and I find that just using a clean, fluffy brush is able to whisk it away easily. I do also have my entire face set with powder, so it's not sticking to any cream products. Just something that you may want to know about how these wear. Oops, looks like I left a little something behind over here. There we go. Yeah, really, really, really pretty. Liking this eye look a lot. I'm going to go back to my big giant brush from the beginning and just make sure that the edge here is blended really well. I don't want anything to really be kind of sticking out and calling attention to itself. I'm just going to pick up another one of the metallic shades and use it in my inner corner. This is the shade Glinting. Wow. Very metallic. I'm adding just a little bit to my lower lash line of darkness. The same metallic shade that I used on the outside portion of the lid. I feel like it needed just a little bit more depth. I think I'm going to leave it here. I like the way that this kind of is soft, but not too warm. I'm loving the cool tones that I'm getting from this. I really, really feel like this is going to be a beautiful palette. I was worried it was going to be all metallic and then I'd have to pull something else in for mattes, but there's just enough mattes in here while still giving you the duochromes and the really shiny, glinty shades that I love so much from Viseart. This is a beautiful, beautiful palette. Let me throw on some mascara, liner, and lipstick, and I'll be right back. I really like the way this look turned out. I love the tones that are in this palette. It's definitely on the much cooler side. You're not going to have as many peachy tones or warm tones, but I think it is just so easy and so pretty. You do have a little bit of warmth like right through here. There is some warmth, but a lot of it is very, very cool. I really like this shade right here. This is the one I have in my inner corner. I have this one on the outer corner, and then I have this one right here all over the lid. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty duochromes. I feel like this has a nice range of options. You have those gorgeous duochromes, you have the really beautiful metallic shadows, and then the mattes, which are just so good. And I like that I was able to get this look without any eyeshadow primer. And again, I'm going to remind you, I'm just lazy, and if I can skip a step, I certainly will take that opportunity. I think this is gorgeous. I feel like it's a really beautiful palette and a nice addition. Let's take a quick look at it next to some of the other Viseart palettes I already have. All right, so I pulled, this is the Paris Reverie. Here's the new Sireneuse. I immediately thought that some of these shades would be similar. They're really not. This is so much cooler. And we do have some cool tones over here, but we do have some of those peachy tones as well. It's a very, very different sort of look. This right here is the Cashmere Charmeuse. I feel like this one here has some similar duochromes to it, but they're not identical. Definitely have more rose toned in through this, where this definitely has more kind of like browns and blues in it. I can definitely see the oceanic inspiration for this. This is the Cashmere palette. I feel like we might have a few shades that are similar, but it's definitely a different look altogether. And this right here is the Violette Vespertine. I feel like it's very, very different. Oh, I just realized I just gouged it. Oh, how sad. Oops, didn't mean to do that. But I feel like we're getting different sorts of color stories from each of these. Sometimes I feel like there's a lot in common, and it turns out to be one or two shades from this palette, one or two shades from the other palette, and they're all their own specific color story. I'm not sure how I feel about the missing mirror, because I did find myself kind of, oh yeah, no, I don't have one. Like I was trying to do my eyes that way. And I'm still not sure whether I'm going to keep this parchment. For the moment, I will, but I really feel like I'm missing the mirror that these used to have in them. They're still, it's a little bit chunkier, not that much more, but I'm wondering why that is. It's the addition of this right here. And I'm sure this is to help keep the pans in place so they don't rattle around. But I don't know. I know there's a lot of new stuff coming from Viseart. I saw their Instagram account and they've got some beautiful trios coming. They have a new Pro palette coming. I'm really excited to see what else the brand is getting up to. And if you're curious and want to see more Viseart content, I have an entire Viseart playlist. I will link it for you in the description box down below and throw it in the eye right here. And you can go through and see all the other palettes that I have and what they look like compared to each other. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. Let me know, did you pick up this new Sireneuse palette? Was it one that kind of called to you? It definitely called to me, and if I get eye looks like this, whoo, guess who's a new favorite? Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.